Today on an all-new Marilyn Dennis show, we bring Hollywood glamour to your home. From the red carpet to invitations and what to wear. Don't miss celebrity event planner Sebastian Sentner's insider tips on how to host the perfect Oscar party. Then Charles the Butler is here with answers to all of your etiquette questions.
You don't have to reciprocate every single time.
Plus, Vancouver chef Rob Feeney is in the kitchen cooking up finger-licking BC prawns. And now, here she is, Marilyn Dennis.
Wow! I got the red carpet treatment. Hello, thank you, sweetie. Thank you. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Ta-da! Look at the red carpet. Boy, we went all out on this show. So, welcome, everyone. Nice to see you. I want you... Thank you. Thank you very much. Hey, sit down because you have to stand up again, okay? Because he wants kind of a standing ovation. A, because he deserves it, and B, because he brought in the red carpet. The Oscars are less than a week away, and if you're thinking about throwing a party, we've got you covered. Here with insider tips and tricks on how to party like an A-lister, old Hollywood style, is celebrity event planner. Please welcome Sebastian Sentner on the red carpet.
How are you?
Mwah, mwah.
Whole Oscar party ready?
Hey, you know, that's good. That's good for me to kiss you on both cheeks, though, right?
Absolutely.
You don't really kiss. You go, don't wreck the
No, you
makeup.
do, exactly.
Don't
Like
wreck
that.
the makeup.
Leave.
And you leave it like that. You have so much to talk to us about today, so you're going to walk us through all of this. Where do we start with an Oscar party?
Okay, well, a good place to start is the invitation.
Okay, first of all, you look extremely handsome today.
Thank you very much. Wow. I got dressed up. I mean, it's Oscars after all, right?
I know. In my mind, I've got a long flowing gown on. Just
okay.
pretend.
We have a
Just
gown for you
pretend.
to put on later. That's
Oh,
okay.
gorgeous. Okay, so where do we start?
Okay, we're going to start with the invitation. So it's the first step in any party.
Yeah.
And of course, you know, coming up to the Oscars, we're in award party season. It's a great time to throw a party.
Yeah.
What I want to really emphasize here is that even if you're not going to do a traditional printed invitation, you can also do something that's not quite just an Evite, but something that's a little bit more interesting. And I
Okay.
use a service called Paperless Post, but there's a whole bunch of them online. And basically what you can do with that is you can set up an invitation so it feels like somebody's being delivered a real invitation in their email box. It opens up and everything else.
Oh, yeah, like those envelopes.
Exactly.
Oh, those are
it's
so
a little bit
pretty.
more formal, especially
Yeah.
for something like this.
Yes, I
Okay?
like that. Yeah, because you see the actual invite coming out.
It
of
opens up. It's not your typical sort of
gorgeous.
email, click
Yeah,
here,
right,
you know, here's
right.
who's coming, here's who's not. It's a little bit more kind of formal. And of course, one of the things you want to make sure you got the date, you got the start time, all those kinds of things that are important, but you also want to try and put something about the dress, what people are going to wear. Now, if you're hosting an Oscar and awards party night, it's really about also people dressing up for the night. Even if it's a cocktail party in your home, you can go up a little notch and actually get people to wear tuxedos and dress up.
Oh, because, you know, when's the last time
Why
you
not?
dressed up?
Why
Really,
not?
if you think
exactly.
about it.
You feel like, you know, you're
Yeah.
going to a special night. It's like
Yeah,
the Oscars.
sure,
Might as well
sure.
get dressed up.
Yeah, yeah. I
And you
like
know,
that.
one of the things about that is people, I mean, if you have a tuxedo, throw the tuxedo on. If you've got a gown, throw the gown on. You can never be overdressed.
Yeah.
That's always my
Even
approach.
if it doesn't fit, doesn't matter.
No, exactly.
Just
Just
put it
squeeze
on.
into it. Squeeze
Put a
into
cardigan
it.
over
Exactly.
it. Walk into
there you
that
go.
party. Yeah, gotcha.
So, and you know, a neat thing is also is you can either go all out. You can go to a vintage store. You can get a gown. I mean, a lot of these gowns nowadays and the vintage tuxedos, they're less than $100. So I think this gown actually we got is from a vintage store.
That's so pretty.
Less than $100. It said it was very simple. Or you
It's
can
so
also
gorgeous.
rent.
I'm
You
going to
can
go
rent.
touch it for a minute because it looks very... I wonder what year this is from. This is so pretty. Gorgeous, gorgeous.
Circa, I don't know.
And, of course, no bra necessary.
No. Low décolleté, et cetera, et
Yeah,
cetera.
in my case. Yeah, that's a tank top in my case. Always a tank top.
No,
Okay,
no,
here we
no.
go.
So you can do that, or the other thing you can do is just take something you have around the house. If you have a great cocktail dress, etc., you can go to a party supply store. You can get some white gloves. You can add some pearls
It's just
to it.
got, like, you know, amp it up.
Absolutely,
Sure.
amp it up a notch.
Yeah. Okay, next thing.
Next thing, okay, when guests arrive, we want them to get the red carpet treatment, and there's no better way to do that than obviously with a real red carpet.
I love this. And you brought this in for us today. I
Of course
love
I
it.
did. I never go anywhere without my red carpet.
Okay.
That's the rule of thumb. So with the red carpet, there's two different things. First, this one we actually rented from a local company called Absolute Event Services. However, you can get it from most party rental places will have a red carpet, or you can also get a temporary red carpet or disposable red carpet, which you can get from like a party supply store.
Oh, that's a
put
good
it down.
Yeah.
Guests can use it. They're going to trample all over, etc. And then you just roll it up, throw it in the garbage, and you're done with it.
That's my kind of carpeting.
You know, it's very low maintenance.
For sure.
Super low maintenance.
Now, you want us to get the kids in on it, too.
Absolutely.
And
So-
how are you doing that?
Okay, so to get the kids involved, what we did here is we took 2 different hats. We took a black, traditional little cap, and then we also took a fedora, because of course every kid has a fedora.
Isn't that funny? Every kid does have it these days. I know, they do. It's really cute.
Underprivileged, they don't have a fedora, right? That's our part of it. And we added these little press stickers to it, so they feel really press-like. And you put them right at the front door. You put them on either side of the red
What
carpet.
a great
Give them the
idea.
digital camera,
Yeah.
and they can actually snap all their own photos
Yes.
of the actual party when people are coming. Make people feel really, really special.
That is such a great idea. Keep them busy, because it's an event. It's
Absolutely.
a real big event. All right.
And then what we can do also, which is really neat about this, is you can actually, if you want to, you can send the photos to people afterwards, or you can use a photo sharing service. Now, this is something I do because after the party, people want to remember the party.
That's such a
Send them an
great
email maybe
idea.
a week later. Thanks for having you. Had a great time, et cetera, et cetera. In this case, we did something with Kazoa, it's called. Uploaded all of our photos, and then we emailed the link to all of our friends and all of our guests, so they can download the photos,
Yes.
they can share them, et cetera, et cetera.
A friend of mine did that, and it was so great to see all the pictures and all the people brought back a lot of great memories.
It's really nice. I mean,
Yeah.
nowadays with digital photos being so easy to take, why not share those afterwards?
Yeah, and get the kids busy. I like that.
Absolutely.
Okay, so you did the photos and then the mementos, and the next thing.
Games. It's Oscar. So you know how usually you have your Oscar, who you pick your best
Oh, yeah.
actor.
You mean the Oscar pool? Not that I gamble or anything
Exactly,
like
not
that.
a pool. No, of course not.
Da.
Well, better than a football pool, right?
That's
At
right,
least
that's
this year.
right, that's right.
So you can do that, of course. But what we want to do is come up with something a little bit more interesting. So we have 2 different things. First of all, Oscar Bingo.
Oh.
Okay, so this actually looks like a lot of work, but it's much easier than that. You can download the templates right actually from the Oscar website.
Oh, which
And
is
what
a
you
great website, by the way.
It's a fantastic
It
website.
really
They've done
is.
such a good job with it. And there's a lot of things like that to get people at home involved in the Oscars. So you can download the templates, you print them out, cut them, give them to each of your guests. You might have a bingo marker so that quickly you can just
A
add
dauber.
a dauber.
It's
Is that
called
what
a
it's called?
dauber. It's called a dauber.
Wow, I learned something new.
You know where I hang out. Okay.
So you can do that, and then also, which is also fun, is you can actually get your kids involved again and get them to pick the best dressed of the night. So best dressed male, best dressed female.
That's so great.
Yeah, and you can hand them little Oscars and kind of really
Where,
make...
where did you get these? This is
Okay,
hysterical.
these
Look
came
at
from...
these chocolates.
They're nice, aren't they?
They're like
I don't think we're
chocolate.
officially allowed to call them Oscars.
Oh, they're not. They're,
I'm going to do it
they're-
anyways.
Okay.
I'm sure I'll get a letter from Oscar after
A-lister
this one.
winners.
A-lister winners. There we go. But these are actually from the Nutty Chocolatier,
Yeah.
which is in Toronto. But there's, again, every single chocolate stores. You'll see these in all the grocery stores this time of year, called something different but Oscar. And it's a great little thing you can give to your 2 best dressed guests.
Okay, now the Oscars, it's almost like the pregame for the Super Bowl, as you know. So
Okay.
let's go back to the invitations, for example.
Sure.
Now the Oscars, I think they start like at 8 o'clock. Am I right on that? So, but they always do the red carpet before
Absolutely.
that. So what time do you want the guests to come over on the invitation? Because the timing is everything. You want to talk to them a little bit and not go, shh.
Well,
I
you know
want to
what?
hear,
It's that. I mean, they drag on for so long as
I
well. You
know
know
they
the party's
do.
going to go late.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think you can start at any time. If people want to come over early, I mean, watching the red carpet is quite frankly half the fun of watching
that's
the
what I'm
Oscars.
saying. Like, they should come over before the
you
red
know, how many
carpet.
people actually watch the red carpet, an hour of the Oscars, fall asleep and see the results the next day?
Yeah.
Like, it's about the whole evening. So
Yes.
you can have them over as early as possible. Just keep in mind, you got to feed them. You have to give them something to drink through
yeah,
the whole
right,
time.
Right, and then the kickoff. Everyone has to be quiet because Billy Crystal's going to do the monologue because I've missed him so much. Are you happy about Billy Crystal doing the monologue? I love that. And then they do the best supporting actor and actress, and then it goes.
Exactly.
So I'm just saying that the red carpet, that's a lot to
But you know
talk
what?
about.
It's
I
about
love
spending
it.
time with guests, and you're right. That time before the party, before things really get going, is time for you to chat with your guests, et cetera, to get them involved, and to start, hand out the Oscar cards, those kind of things.
Okay, planning is essential, and we're going to talk about food when we come back.
Absolutely.
Yummy food with Sebastian when we return. We'll be right back. Those are great.
Up next, from gourmet popcorn to do-it-yourself martinis, Sebastian Sentner serves up glamorous food and drink options sure to inspire at your Oscar party.
Look how beautiful this all is. We're back with celebrity event planner Sebastian Sentner, who's showing us how to plan the perfect Oscar party, old Hollywood style. We got lots of tips. We're going to talk about the menu.
Absolutely.
And I like what you do with the menu. I already kind of know what you're doing. I like your style.
Well, you know, we like to theme things. But before we go into the food, I want to make it, you know, for people out there watching, that
yes.
we've themed everything here. But you don't have to theme every single element. Even if you only take a couple of elements and theme them, that's enough to really set the tone. And you don't want to give yourself so much work that you can't, you know, that you spend the whole night in the kitchen or that you're rushing around last minute. You want to enjoy your own party.
Let me just throw a curveball.
Sure.
I'm going to invite, let's say, 10 people over.
Yeah.
So how much food should I have?
It really depends on what time you're actually inviting people. So, for example, if you're inviting people over the dinner hour, so if you're, for example, it starts at 8, if you're going to invite people for 6 o'clock, they're not having dinner first. Keep that in mind. So you have to have a lot more food. If you're inviting people for 8 o'clock or, you know, 7:30, you know, chances are they might have had time to go home first quickly, and et cetera, you know, that kind of thing. Plus, you're asking them to dress up. So they've already got to get changed, right, and get dressed up and dolled up for the night, so they might not really have a lot of time to eat first.
In both cases, you have to feed your friends.
You always have to feed, if you want them to come back.
You do. Okay, so where do you want us to begin? Don't take on too much you can handle, but if you can handle this, here we go.
Absolutely. So we've got a few different ideas, and, you know, take what you want from it. So first of all, canapes. So we have a few different types of canapes. Canapes are passed items, and you can either do them passed, or you can actually put a platter out with the items that people can help themselves.
Passed items. So would you like about this?
Exactly, exactly. Or, as I said, if it's a smaller group and you have a tray, you can actually prepare it. You can put it down on the table and maybe on the coffee table as people are mingling, and they can help themselves. So what we did is we did 4 different themed items. We did, first of all, Silence of the Lambs. Lamb chops, of course. Yeah, right?
But here's the deal. Because you're in the business, do you even put a little card there to say
Of course, to describe it. Well, that's, you know, again, but that's what makes it, it took us, you know, a minute or 2 minutes actually to do this card. Same thing at home, and then it stops you from having, you know, you're in the kitchen preparing something else and somebody else is looking and saying, oh, what's on this, and et cetera. You're helping your guests help themselves.
So this is Moroccan spiced lamb chop with pomegranate honey glaze.
Okay, again, you don't have to go quite that fancy, but even just a grilled lamb chop, a little bit of mint jus or something, very simple.
Right.
And what we did here as well is we did a few different things. This is our Chinatown. So here's a really quick trick as to what you can do to sort of speed this up. We took these Asian takeout containers. We used markers to write names on them. You can get these at, you know, most corner stores.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
But also what we did was you can, if you have your favorite Chinese takeout store or restaurant, you can order in advance a different type of noodle. You can have it there, put it in the oven, so you don't have to make the noodles and everything yourself. You can just put them in the container, ready to go.
Good idea.
It's little ways to sort of save yourself the time.
Good idea. Okay. You got some good Oscar winners here so far. That's
I hope so. We're going for the award. We'll have to wait. But Some Like It Hot. So that's our chicken skewers. And again, those are sweet chili marinated chicken skewers with a dipping sauce. And then finally, last but not least, our Midnight Cowboy mini pulled pork sliders. So, again, these are items that, for example, a lot of this prep can be done ahead of time, so you're not the night of doing all the work. The pork, for example, you can either get shredded pork from your local grocery store, you can marinate it yourself or get it marinated, and then all you have to do is warm it up, put it on the buns, ready to go.
It's ready to go, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's good. And again, it's all bite-sized, it's doable with just a serviette and just to eat that way.
Very simple.
Good, I like that.
And the other thing we did here is also, just to add again a little bit more theming to it, is we took shadow box frames, which are underneath of all these. Very inexpensive, very simple. We printed out photos from classic movies that matched, in this case,
hang on for a minute.
Aha, you see Marilyn Monroe, Some Like It Hot.
She was in Some Like It Hot with Tony Curtis and Jack Lemmon.
Wow.
I'm a nerd. What can I say?
You're going to win our trivia contest.
I'm telling you, I'm so good at it.
I don't have one, but if you did, you'd win it.
And then a Midnight Cowboy, of course, John Voight. That's Angelina Jolie's father. I just know too much. Okay.
No, you're good. That's good. You must be in entertainment.
I am in entertainment. Now, this is wafting.
Okay, popcorn. So, as you know, I'm a big fan of stations, things people can share, things that people are communal. So what we did is, in addition to the canapes, is we did a popcorn station. Again, inexpensive, super simple. We did 2 savory popcorns, and we did 2 sweet popcorns. So here we got the caramel corn, here we did a little bit of a candy corn, and then we did 2 different types of spiced popcorn, because of course...
What is that one? Do you know?
That one is a red pepper and chili flake.
And this one is
a paprika.
And are these vases?
These are vases.
And then you just do the scooping.
The scoops, the vases. As you know, I'm a big fan of reusing stuff. Like, if you're going to buy new stuff to use, great, the shadow box frames, the vases, but try and use them in different types of entertaining, so you're not just buying something, using it once, and it sits in the back of a closet.
Perfect. And also I want to say I love the tablecloth, and I love you put little dust on there with some stars.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun to clean up.
And this is cute. I know it's not fun, but you know the vacuum will take care of it. Okay.
Absolutely.
Now, drinks. We've got to cover drinks. Yes.
Drinks. Of course, the key ingredient to any good party. is a good cocktail. So what we did is, and it's Oscar night, so we did martinis. It's all about martinis. It fits the theme. It's a perfect kind of thing to use.
Right.
And we did 2 different martinis. We themed them. So what I suggest here is, again, is to make your job, to make it themed but not to make too much work for yourself, is pick a couple of cocktails. In this case, we picked the Blonde Bombshell, a.k.a. the Marilyn, and the Leading Man, a.k.a. the Clooney. 2 very different flavors. One was Chambord and pineapple, and one we did is actually a pear martini.
What's Chambord?
Chambord is right here. It's actually almost like a grape liqueur, so it has a bit of a grape cherry flavor to it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So what you can do is, but you can do any 2 martinis you really like or your guests will like. And by setting it up this way, with a menu, with all the ingredients, you can either shake up the martini for your guests, if you want to so do so. And then what happens when you mix it up, I'll just pour you one right
now,
here.
isn't it funny you picked George Clooney because he was nominated in a couple of categories, one being Best Actor for The Descendants.
Absolutely.
And in My Week with Marilyn, Michelle Williams has been nominated in the Best Actress category.
There you go. What a coincidence.
I just know a lot of stuff.
There you go.
Now, who do I think is going to win? That's just a completely different thing. Okay, so this is the...
That is actually the Leading Man with the Chambord. I can make you the pear one, too, if you like. You want to try that one?
Yeah, I sure do.
Now, good thing we don't have... Now, good thing we don't have your friend Russell on, because he wouldn't like either one of these.
Oh, Russell Peters is so funny. He's so funny. He's just doing the comedian thing.
That's okay.
Here we go. I love him.
Next time he's on, I'll make sure I have beer.
Okay, exactly. Yeah, it's so funny. Okay, what about while I'm sipping on the Maryland? What would serving trays?
Well, same thing. First of all, you can use the shadow box trays like we've used here. I'm a big fan of those because they're really inexpensive. They're so versatile. And again, if they break, if they crack, if they get, we're spending less than $15 each on them.
Yeah.
Okay? But again, what you want to, whether it's 10 people or whether you're having 40 people, you want to try and have as little work to do as possible. So setting up a self-serve martini station, pre-mixing some martinis. You can even make pitchers of martinis very easily, so you're just pouring them out. That makes it a lot easier.
It does. I love the fact that you set everything out. The ice is there. The pitchers are there. It's just great. Really good. So have a great time. Thanks, Sebastian. Thanks for the red carpet treatment. Yeah, neat. I'm going to love it. I'm going to call you and see how your party's going.
Absolutely.
Are you doing a lot of parties for people?
We don't do a ton of parties. I really like this time of year. I think this is easy for people to do on their own. So we really encourage people to do it. But what we do is we like talking about these ideas so you can take the ideas, make it your own, and have your own party.
I think these shadow boxes are a great idea. Okay, thanks to Sebastian. We have to say goodbye and good luck at the Oscars. We'll be right back. Good. That's good and that's good. That's a very different